Hi guys. We're gonna do a short explanation here about past simple. It's a topic that we already discussed in class. It's already, worked on, and we just have to go through a little bit of review of what it is and how it works and when to use it and the forms of it. Okay? So for this, I prepare a presentation for you guys, and I'm gonna tell you what is the work that you have to do for tomorrow. Now, past simple. Remember that past simple is actions that already happened. They were in the past. That is the reason why we called it past, right? And it's a simple form, right? It's just a simple form. So, to begin with, here, basically, I'm gonna show you when. When is it that the simple past is happening? So here is the present, right? Here is the present, here is the future, and here is the past. So as you can see, the X tells you that the action already happened. It's in the past, okay? Now the form, we have regular verbs and irregular verbs. Some of them are with the ed ending at the verb. So I have the verb, and at the end, I'm gonna add ed, or the irregular form, which is something completely different. I'm not going to add the ed at the end. All right. Okay, let's continue. Now, this is an example. Here you have the present. Okay. Let's suppose that this over here, it's gonna be John and Lucas, right? So John is tall, right? But Lucas is taller than John. So right here it says he is tall. Lucas is tall. However, in the past, right? In the past, he was, past, he was short, meaning bajo. Right here we can see this is Lucas and this is John. So as you can see, Lucas was smaller than John. However, in the present, he is taller than him. Okay? So that's an example for you to get, contextualize about it. Now, the forms. We have, three different forms for each of the tenses. Right here we have the forms of the past simple. So we have affirmative, negative, and interrogative, which is actually the same as the question form. So it's very, very important for you to memorize that the subject I am meaning, or my intention is to tell you the pronouns, okay? So whenever you see subject, you make reference of the pronouns. So for example, subject, it'll be I, you, he, she, it, we, and they. And then this is the affirmative form. So the affirmative form says subject plus the verb in the past form. Here, it'll be either regular or irregular verbs plus the complement. Okay? Here, I have an example of the negative form. So again, sub, it means subject, which is here pronouns, right? Plus, I'm going to add didn't. Didn't is always in the negative form. And, or, also did not. Then I'm going to add the verb. However, keep in mind that the verb, it doesn't go in the past form. The verb is just the same. It doesn't go in past. It doesn't go with irregular or the irregular form. It's just the normal verb. And the complement. And for questions, is with the auxiliary did plus the subject, which is right here, the pronouns, plus the verb, again, normal. No regular, no irregular verbs, plus the complement. And at the end, the question mark. Don't forget it. Right here, we have an example of them. Affirmative, subject plus verb plus ed, the ending. And I have an example right here. I skipped. The negative form. They didn't go. And the interrogative, did she arrive? You see? So the verbs, they don't change in the negative and in the interrogative form. Why? Because I already have didn't, for the negative form, and it's already expressed in the past, and did for the question form, which is the auxiliary. However, in the affirmative, I have to add the ed or the irregular verb. Some examples for you to practice and for you to please be very careful. So I'm gonna, separate by colors each part of the sentence. So in blue, I have the subject. In yellow, I have the verb, the normal verb. However, since it is affirmative, I have to add the ed, right? Or if it's an irregular verb, I will have to add the past form. This case is a regular verb, so that's why I add the ed at the end. The complement, with my friends, and additionally, some of the sentences, they have a time expression. Time expression, it actually infers or refers to the past. So in this case, yesterday mean yesterday. The negative form, again, blue for the subject, red for the auxiliary. As you can see, the verb doesn't change. Here it changes because it's the affirmative. However, negative, it doesn't change because I have the didn't, so it stays the same. And the question form, right here I have did he play with my friends yesterday. That will be it for the presentation. Now we're gonna do a little bit of practice and the work that you'll have to do in your book. Now, for your book, as we have been working in the reading, we have seen some lectures, we have seen some rating sessions about jobs, unusual jobs. So here we're gonna see a little bit more about them. Here you have some of the professions, trades that we can find, in our society. This right here, it's a business person, or what we actually tend to say in Spanish, una mujer de negocios o un hombre de negocios, right? The next one, so remember the pronunciation, business person. And we're gonna see another one. This one. This is a profession, a chef. Oops.
Chef.
Electrician. This is actually kind of a trade, since you're not required to go to the university and study the, like whole year and year after year, as other professions required. Janitor. This is actually the person that cleans or that fixes, parts of a building that are not working properly. Usually, a janitor is a man. However, we also find in our society women that work as a janitor as well. Musician, photographer, plumber, reporter, scientist. This is actually very important since we have seen a lot of scientists, researching about the vaccine for common virus that is nowadays the coronavirus. A waiter, which is the person that serves the food. And that's it. So, what are you gonna do with this vocabulary? With this vocabulary, I would like you to please go to your book on some pages, and you will have some work assigned, which you will have to develop at some point. the work that you have to do in your book, it's related to the pages. I will let you know in a moment once it loads. So far, just, to do a little recap, we have seen past simple and some of the professions and trades or occupations that we find in our society. Now I'm gonna tell you what parts of the book are we going to work on. Let me see if it loads. Having some issues right now loading the book. Give me a moment. And then number the pictures. So, what basically I have to do right here is to complete with the profession. Oh my goodness, give me a moment. So I have to complete with the professions, right? I have the spaces right there to fill out with the professions. And afterwards, based on the number that it was labeled there, I'll have to complete it with the number. We're having some troubles right here. Give me a moment while it loads. There we have it. Come on. All right. 18. All right. So for example, number 1 says, let's ask the for lemonade. So it's a person that actually, it's right here, right? And it has to do with food. It can be either the chef or the waiter. But since we're talking about lemonade and the person is asking, most likely it will be the waiter, because he's the one that is serving the lemonade or the food. And then number 1 should go right here. Okay? So this is the activity from this page, nothing else. Right here, we have a listening activity that we're not gonna do since the listening it's in class. However, here it says, match the forms of the verbs, then retell Andy's story to a friend. However, what I have to do right here is I have to match the verbs according to their past form and base form. For example, I have in here the verb win. So based on the spinning wheel that you have in the worksheet, you will have to find the verb win and search for the past form, which is won. Correct? Same with have, wear, take, and make. Okay? Then, with these verbs right here, in past, you're going to complete in here. So Andy's team, yellow and blue uniforms. So right here, I have the uniforms, and it is actually telling me that they wore, it is the action, they wore, se pusieron los vestidos, los uniformes azules y amarillos. Alright, that's for that point. And lastly, in here, I would like you to please complete this part. So it says, complete the dialogues using but, and, or because. They are connectors. They work to connect sentences. So for example, I have one sentence in here and it connects with the other one. So right here it says, how was your week, Alex? Did you exercise? I didn't go swimming on Wednesday. So right here in these lines, I will have to guess which connector works the best. And that's it. Then right here, this part should go in your notebook. So bye bye guys. and hope you enjoy the activity.